الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه كما يحب ربنا ويرضى. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله الناصح الأمين. اللهم صل على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تمسك بسنته إلى يوم الدين. ثم أما بعد. الحمد لله على نعمة الإسلام والسنة. All praise and thanks belong to Allah for guiding us to Islam and for guiding us to the Sunnah. حدثني جماعة من الشيوخ بإسناد كل إلى سفيان بن عيينة عن عمرو بن دينار عن أبي قابوس مولى عبد الله بن عمرو عن عبد الله بن عمرو بن عاص رضي الله تعالى عنهما أنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: الراحمون يرحمهم الرحمن ارحموا من في الأرض يرحمكم من في السماء. وقال العلماء ذلك بأن العلم رحمة نتيجته رحمة في الدنيا وغايته رحمة في الآخرة. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in this tremendous hadith that those who show mercy, they will be shown mercy by the most merciful. Show mercy and be merciful to those who are in the earth, and the one who is above the heavens, he will show you mercy. The ulama, they mentioned this is because knowledge is mercy. The result of knowledge is mercy here in this world, and the ultimate goal of knowledge is mercy in the hereafter. We continue going over the tremendous work by Imam al-Nawawi rahimahullah ta'ala, and we have reached the 20th hadith, and that is the hadith عن أبي مسعود عقبة بن عمرو الأنصاري البدري رضي الله تعالى عنه قال, he said, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, he said that the messenger of Allah صلى الله عليه وسلم, he said, إن مما أدرك الناس من كلام النبوة الأولى, he said that verily that which has reached the people from the speech of the first prophecy, or meaning from the prophetic message of old, from the prophetic message of old or of antiquity, that which has reached them, that was also contained in the prophecy, or that was a consistent message conveyed by the prophets, from the prophets of old, is the statement, إِذَا لَمْ تَسْتَحِي فَاصْنَعْ مَا شِئْتَ. Rawahu Bukhari. Is that if you are not ashamed, then do as you wish. If you feel no shame, do as you wish. If you have no shyness, do as you wish. Now, to the end of it, and in many ways this can be translated in a number of expressions that could be used. However, this hadith is of tremendous importance, and from that which points to the fact that it is tremendously important is that you find that this is a consistent message, a consistent theme from prophet to prophet. That they taught their people, they taught their nations this concept, and that shyness is an extremely outstanding and noble characteristic, and hence all of the prophets, they taught this to their nations. Now, وقال فضيلة الشيخ عبد المحسن عبد المحسن العباد البدر حفظه الله تعالى, he mentions, he says, الحديث يدل على أن الحياء ممدوح. This shows us that shyness is praiseworthy. That shyness is something that is praiseworthy. Now, and this has to be stressed, especially in our time where shyness is very rare. It's very rare that you will find individuals who are shy. It's very rare that shyness is advocated. It's very rare that shyness is promoted, so on and so forth. Now, it's very rare that you will find people being praised for being shy. But we live in a time where the opposite is true, where individuals, they are blamed, they are censored, they are made fun of for being shy. Now, and this is extremely unfortunate, and as they say, the signs of the time, but it's something that we have to be on our guard as relates to it and be very vigilant so that we do not fall into this evil trend of having a lack of shyness, but that we as Muslims, we hold on to our values. We hold on to our values. We hold on to our creed. We hold on to our methodology. We hold on to our way and the like, and that we are not influenced by un-Islamic ideas, concepts, ideologies, so on and so forth. الشيخ he says كما هو في هذه الشريعة فهو في شرائع السابقة. Just like this is in our sharia, this is in our legislation, likewise it was in the previous legislations. لأنه من الأخلاق الكريمة, because it is from those noble characteristics, traits, and attributes. التي توارثتها, that of which is become wide known, widespread. النبوات حتى انتهت إلى هذه الأمة. It was well known, widespread amongst the previous prophets, so much so that until it has reached this ummah, until it has reached this nation. Now, which again points us to the fact and the importance and significance of shyness. That is very important. And inshallah ta'ala we'll come to see in more depth and detail why. والأمر فيه للإباحة والطلب إذا لم يكن المستحيا منه ممنوعا شرعا. And I want you to pay attention to this concept now, because in this hadith there is a command. If you feel no shyness, do as you wish. Now there is a command. So the Shaykh, he's explaining, and he'll go into more depth and detail as relates to this particular affair, but he is explaining, he says, وَالْأَمْرُ فِيهِ للإباحة والطلب إذا لم يكن مستحيا منه ممنوعا شرعا فإن كان ممنوعا فهو للتهديد. He says that, and the command that is contained therein, then it could be understood that it is something that it is recommended and something that is required. If that in which an individual is shy from is not something that is prohibited inside of the legislation. However, if it is prohibited inside of the legislation, then this is a warning. This is a warning. Now, so it is not giving a person a license, but it is warning an individual as relates to embarking upon those things in which are prohibited, those things that are haram. Now, and bi'nillahi ta'ala, we will come to see and understand more in more depth and in more detail. وأن مثل ذلك لا يحصل إلا ممن ذهب حياؤه أو قل. Because embarking upon something that is prohibited, it will not take place, it will not happen except from an individual who they have no shyness or they have very little shyness. Now, that a person embarking upon something that is haram, they will only do that if they have no shyness or if they have very little shyness, very little modesty and shyness. Now, فقال ابن الرجب, he mentions في جامع العلوم الحكم, he mentions in his tremendous book when he explains these ahadith, فقوله صلى الله عليه وسلم, the statement of the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, إن مما أدرك الناس من كلام النبوة الأولى, that verily that which has reached the people from the prophets of old. يعني يشير إلى هذا مأمور عن الأنبياء المتقدمين. It is an indication to us that this is an affair that was, this was a command now that exists amongst the prophets of old, that they used to command their people with this, now to be shy, to have shyness, and that warning them that the only people who do whatever it is they want to do, whether that thing is prohibited or not, are only those who are devoid of shyness. وَأَنَّ النَّاسِ and that the people تداولوه بينهم, and that this statement became well known amongst the people. وتوارثوه عنه, and they transmitted it on them in a manner that is mutawatir, a manner that is well known. It became widespread and well known, this statement and this teaching from the prophets ﷺ, قرنا بعد قرن, from century to century, from generation to generation. They passed this down and they handed down this guidance. نعم. وهذا يدل على أن النبوة المتقدمة جاءت بهذا الكلام, and this is the indication that the prophets of old, they came with this speech. They came with this exact same speech. وأنه اشتهر بين الناس حتى وصل إلى أول هذه الأمة, and it became widespread amongst the people until it reached this nation. It became widespread amongst the people until it reached this nation. نعم. ولله الحمد. وإلى أن قال, until he said, وقوله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا لم تستحي فاصنع ما شئت, until the statement of the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم where he said, and if you feel no shyness, then do as you wish. Now, if you feel no shyness, do as you wish. معناه, the meaning of it, قولان. Then there are two understandings of what this means. Now, because a person, he may falsely interpret, or she may falsely interpret that this is saying that if they are not shy about something, then it is okay for them to do it. And that the frame of reference by way in which will prevent them or give them license to do it will be based upon their feeling of shyness. Now, so it'll be relative to them. If they feel shy, then they don't do it. But if they don't feel shy, then it's okay. Now, so is that the meaning of it? No, we're going to come to see. The Shaykh, he mentions, he says that the meaning of it is seen from two different opinions as relates to what is the meaning of this particular statement. Now, أحدهما, the first of them is that أنه ليس بمعنى الأمر أن يصنع ما شئت. He said, firstly, is that it is not a command nor a license for an individual to just do what they want. It is not a command nor a license for an individual to do what they want. And this is a very important point. Now, it's a very important point. So in our notes, right, it is important to highlight that one, this hadith, it is not a license for an individual to just do what they want. Now, it is not a license for an individual to do what they want. So a person can't come and say, well, I'm okay with this. And the Prophet ﷺ said, إِذَا لَمْ تَسْتَحِي فَاصْنَعْ مَا شِئْتَ. The Prophet ﷺ said, if you don't have no shyness, do as you wish. I don't care. It's okay with me, so I can do it. The Prophet ﷺ said, I can do it. No, first we understand that this hadith is not a license for an individual to do what they want. Now, and it is incumbent that we stress this to our children, because unfortunately, a lot of the Muslim youth, like the youth in general, now they become influenced by popular culture, they become influenced by music, by songs, by so on and so forth. And as we know, these songs and this music and all this is from Shaitan. Now they call music the Quran of Shaitan. Okay, and from these concepts in which they spread is that do what you like, do whatever it is you want, right? And they try to wrap that up and they try to beautify it with their slogans, with their statements, with their false concepts of you only live once. What do I mean false concept? That's true, you only live once. Nah, we're not. Hindus who believe you get reincarnated and keep trying. It doesn't work like that. Right? So now, you only live once. However, as they say, kalimatul haqq yuradu biha al-batil, a true statement, but they intend by falsehood. When they say you only live once, they mean you only live once, so don't hold yourself back. Enjoy life, do whatever it is you want, how you want, when you want, to the degree in which you want, because you only live once, so go for it, right? Now, as Muslims, we understand that you only live once in the standpoint meaning of this life. You only have one shot of it in the dunya. However, you will die, then you will be resurrected. And that is going to be the true life, man, for those who go to the Jannah. Or you will forever be in the hellfire. Now, so it's not like, as they understand, you only live once and you're not going to be held accountable, you're not going to be questioned. No, you're going to be questioned about what you do in this life, and after you die, yes, you will live again, not in this world, not in this dunya, you know, there's no coming back here, but you'll be resurrected and you will live in the hereafter. Now, you will live in the hereafter. An individual, they will have the life of the barzakh. Now, so you will be punished in your grave, or you will have bliss inside of your grave. So we are held accountable, we are held responsible. These individuals utilize the likes of this to actually perpetuate this concept of doing what you want, when you want, how you want, to whatever degree in which you want, because you're only upon the earth one time. You're only upon the earth one time. Now, so they say, do what you like, do what you want, right? It's okay, it's all right. It's okay, it's all right. For what? To do what you want, how you want, when you want, to the end of it. So this is what they promote. You only live once, just try it. Now, you only live once, just try it. And these are the satanic justifications that these shayateen from the human beings try to give to our children. That's what they offer to our children. Drink this. You only live once, just try it. Right? Smoke this. You only live once, just try it. To the end of it. And this is because these shayateen from the human beings, they have no shyness. They're not shy in any which way, shape, or form. They don't care. And this is a problem. But as the believer, we are shy. Now, we are shy. So we understand that this hadith is commanding us to be shy, and it is not a license for us to do what we want, when we want, how we want, to the end of it. Now, وَلَكِنَّهُ عَلَى مَعْنَى الذَّمِّ وَالنَّهِي عَنْهُ. But rather, this is an indication, the meaning of it is that it is dispraising having a lack of shyness. It is a dispraise for those who do what they want. And it is a prohibition from doing just anything you want to do. It is a prohibition from doing that. وَأَهْلُ هَذِهِ الْمَقَالَةِ لَهُمْ طَرِيقَانِ. And those who have this opinion is because they look at it from two different standpoints. The first of these standpoints is that أن الأمر بمعنى التهديد والوعيد, that the command, فاصنع ما شئت, do what you want, then this is from the standpoint, and its meaning, then this is a threat. This is a promising threat that only those who have no shyness do whatever it is they want. So this is a threat that if you find yourself doing what you want, this is an indication that you are devoid of shyness. Now, وَالْمَعْنَى إِذَا لَمْ يَكُنْ لَكَ حَيَاء, if you have no shyness, فَاعْمَلْ مَا شِئْتَ, then do whatever it is you want. فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ يُجَازِيكَ عَلَيْهِ, because Allah, He will punish you for doing that. He will punish you for not having shyness. He will punish you for not exhibiting restraint. He will punish you for just doing what you want, how you want, when you want, so on and so forth. كَقَوْلِهِ is similar to Allah Ta'ala's statement. وَاعْمَلُوا مَا شِئْتُمْ إِنَّهُ بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ بَصِيرٌ. Now, do what you want, because verily He is all-seeing of what you do. Do whatever you want. Now, إِنَّهُ بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ بَصِيرٌ. Do what you want, because verily He is all-seeing of what you do. This is a threat. This is a threat. You want to act foolish? Go ahead. He sees what you're doing. He sees that you're acting foolish, and he will hold you accountable for it. Now, you want to do that? Go ahead. You're only going to destroy yourself. It's a threat. It's a threat. So it's understood from that standpoint. If you have no shyness, go ahead. Do what you want. You're going to be punished. You have no shyness? Go ahead. You'll see what's going to happen to you. You're going to be punished. Now, so it's a threat. Also, it's like the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَاعْبُدُوا مَا شِئْتُمْ مِن دُونِهِ. So worship what you want to worship other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, is this a license for a person to make shirk? Of course not. Of course not. This is not telling you go ahead and make shirk, commanding you to make shirk, ordering you to make shirk. No, it's not telling you that. But it's warning you that, oh, you want to worship other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Go ahead, do that and see what happens to you. It's a threat. Go ahead, do that and see what happens to you. Right? It's like from a lesser scale, it's like when you tell your child, don't do so-and-so. Right? And then what do you do to threaten them? What do you say to threaten them? Go ahead, do it, see what happens. Now, if your father told you that, do you understand from him? He's giving you permission to go ahead and do it? No, you understand for him the exact opposite. I better not do that. Because he told me, go ahead, see what happens. And you don't want to see what happens, all right? So, you don't do it. Because you understand it is a threat. So you have from the ulama those who say that this hadith is not giving you license to do what you want, how you want, when you want, but it's commanding you to be shy, and it's threatening you if you don't be shy. It's threatening you if you don't be shy. Now, as we see here. وهذا يعني اختيار جماعة. And this a number of scholars, this is the understanding they have for the meaning of this particular hadith. From them, منهم Abu Abbas Tha'lab is Abu Abbas and Abbas Tha'lab. The second way of looking at it from this standpoint, that this is a threat, يعني الطريق الثاني أنه أمر بمعنى الخبر, that this is a command that comes bearing the meaning of informing. Now, so let's go back so as to not cause confusion and to not mix the issues. The first opinion is that it is a warning. The first opinion is that it's a warning, right? Or the first way of looking at it from this overall opinion, that it's not giving you license, then this is what? A warning. That is telling you, go ahead, if you do it, you're going to see what's going to happen, right? The second standpoint and way of looking at it is because it's informing you. It's informing you that only those who have no shyness do whatever it is they want to. Only those who have no shyness do what they want. That makes sense? So the first standpoint, the first angle of looking at it from this opinion is that it's a warning. It's a warning. Go ahead and do it, see what happens to you. Right? But the second angle from this opinion is that it's informing you that only those who have no shyness do what they want. Now, that only those who have no shyness do what they want. Now, so the Shaykh, he mentions, he says, well, the meaning of it, أَنَّ مَنْ لَمْ يَسْتَحِي صَنَعَ مَا شَاءَ, that really the ones who have no shyness, they do whatever it is they want to do. Those who have no shyness, they do whatever it is they want to do. فَإِنَّ الْمَانِعِ مِنْ فِعْلِ الْقَبَائِحِ هُوَ الْحَيَاءُ, because that which will prevent you from doing despicable things, evil things, it is shyness. That first and foremost, you are shy in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, so you don't want to do this in front of Allah while Allah is looking at you, watching you, listening to you, so on and so forth. Now, فَمَنْ لَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ حَيَاءٌ انْهَمَكَ فِي كُلِّ فَحْشَاءٍ وَمُنْكَرٍ. Whoever has no shyness, then they will embark upon every foul and despicable thing, in every type of sin and evil. You'll find them doing it. Now, وَمَا يَمْتَنِعُ مِنْ مِثْلِهِ مَنْ لَهُ حَيَاءٌ, and those who will prevent themselves from doing the like of this then verily that is what? Shyness. Now, shyness will prevent a person from doing what this person, this evil person that has no shyness, what will stop them, what will be the determining factor between this one and that one is that this one is shy, that one is not shy. This one is shy in front of his Lord, and that one is not shy in front of his Lord. This one is shy in front of the people, and that one is not shy in front of the people. Now, as you have individuals who they're not shy, period. So they'll do what they do in private or they do it in public. They don't care because they have no shyness. And the shaitan comes to them, and another one of their slogans, another one of their propaganda in which they use, shaitan comes to them and say, no, it's okay. You keeping it real. You keeping it real. You're not being a phony. You foul in private and you foul in public. You're a good guy because you're keeping it real. You understand? Whereas what is sought after is that we are shy, and being shy in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not just in public, right? Because Allah ta'ala sees us whether we are in public or whether we're by ourselves. So being shy in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that which is sought after. That's the real good guy. That's keeping it real, because you're keeping it real with yourself by not hurting yourself. You're keeping it real with yourself by not playing yourself. You're keeping it real with yourself by not destroying yourself, right? So it is of extreme importance that we strive to be of those who really keep it real, and they are those who understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees them in every situation. So therefore, they are shy. They are shy in front of their Lord in every situation. And that one who was foul in public and foul in private, then they are despicable. They are despicable. And they're only keeping it real despicable. And that's it. The Shaykh, he mentions, he says, وَعَلَى حَدْ قَوْلِهِ صلى الله عليه وسلم فيما رواه, he brings an example of a command that indicates, what would you say? Command that indicates information, meaning it comes in the form of a command, but is actually informing you of something, right? And that is the statement of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "Man kadhaba alayya falyatabawwa maq'adahu min an-nar." That whoever lies upon me intentionally, then let him take his seat in the fire. Let him prepare to take his seat in the fire, right? So this is a command for the tabawwa. So let him prepare to take his, let him prepare, let him get ready, so on and so forth, to take what? Maq'adahu min an-nar. Take his chair from the fire, right? The Shaykh, he says, فَهَذَا لَفْظُهُ لَفْظُ الْأَمْرِ. He says, so the expression here is that of a command. وَمَعْنَاهُ الْخَبَرُ. But the meaning of it is that it is giving us information. It is informing us of this reality. وَأَنَّ مَنْ كَذَبَ عَلَيْهِ تَبَوَّأَ مَقْعَدَهُ مِنَ النَّارِ. That whoever lies intentionally upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then his seat from the fire is prepared for him. That whoever lies upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam intentionally, then his seat in the fire is prepared for him. A seat in the fire is prepared for that liar. Now, فَهَذَا اخْتِيَارٌ. And that this opinion, that this is the meaning of the hadith. This was the opinion that was taken by Ubayd al-Qasim bin Salaam, rahimahullah ta'ala, وابن قتيبة, and also Ibn Qutayba, ومحمد بن نصر المروزي وغيرهم. نعم, من other than them from the ulama. رواه أبو داود عن الإمام أحمد ما يدل على مثل هذا القول. And then it's also been narrated on Abu Dawood, on Imam Ahmed, that which is similar in meaning to this particular statement. And then the second meaning of this hadith, and the second meaning of, or the second opinion as relates to what is the meaning of the statement, إِذَا لَمْ تَسْتَحِي فَاصْنَعْ مَا شِئْتَ. If you have no shyness and do as you wish, then verily this is the statement, the meaning of it. Those ulama, they say what it means is إِذَا لَمْ تَسْتَحِي فَاصْنَعْ مَا شِئْتَ أَنَّهُ أَمْرٌ بِفِعْلِ ما يشاء على ظاهر لفظه. والمعنى إذا كان الذي تريد فعله مما لا يستحيا من فعله لا من الله ولا من الناس لكونه من أفعال الطاعات أو من جميل الأخلاق والآداب المستحسنة فاصنع منه حينئذ ما شئت. Now, they look at it from a more literal meaning of it. Now, they look at it from a different angle. Look at it from a different angle. And this angle is that they said because since the meaning of the hadith, or since the meaning of this articulation is a command to do what you want upon its appear articulation, its appear wording, its apparent wording, then the meaning therefore is that if you want to do an action from that in which is not a shameful action, that a person will not be ashamed to do it, not in front of Allah, nor in front of the people, because this is an action that is from the righteous good deeds, or this is a beautiful, or it's an action that is beautiful character, a beautiful trait, a beautiful action, right? Or because this is from good manners, that good and excellent and outstanding manners, and so on and so forth, then if what you want to do is from this category of good things, of that in which no one is ashamed to do it because it's good, it's wholesome, right? Then if that is the case, then do as much as you want from the likes of it. If that's the case, then do as much as you want from the likes of it. So this particular, the way the ulama who have this opinion look at it is that examine what it is you're doing and use this as a frame of reference. Now, and I want us to take this into practice ourselves. Use this as a frame of reference. What you are about to do, is this something, and you question yourself, you examine, this thing I'm about to do, is it that in which I don't feel any shame to do it in front of Allah? I don't feel any shame to do it in front of the people. Why? Because I'm immoral and have no shame? No, because this thing is an act of worship, right? It's an act of worship. So you look at it. This thing that I'm about to do, is it an act of worship? Or is it something that is a good trait, good character, a sign of good character? Or is this a deed that is praiseworthy, it's a good, wholesome, good deed, so on and so forth, that if this thing fits that category, that it is a act of worship, or it is a trait of outstanding character, right? Or it is a deed that is wholesome, goodly, wholesome deed, and so on and so forth. If it fits the bill, then I can do as much of it as I want, right? But what's understood is that if it doesn't fit the bill, I can't do it. Can't do it, right? So now I want you to reflect and think about this. Because a lot of times, our souls call us to do evil. So we try to get around things that we know, right? So like before mentioned, someone will come and they will ask you a crazy question, right? Can I do this haram thing? Knowing that it's haram, right? Knowing that it is that which is prohibited inside of the deen. But they'll come and ask, do I have a license to do this haram thing? Well, if you know this thing is haram, right? And you're not put inside of a situation that is a necessity, you have no choice, a true necessity. Like for the one who's about to die, unless he eats pork, he's gonna starve to death, so then he has to eat pork, right? It's a true necessity. We're not talking about true necessity. We're not talking about a truly rough and stringent situation. We're talking about something in which a person actually has an option. And hence they come into you. My boss offered me this. Should I take it or should I not take it? You don't have to take it, right? Should I take it, should I not take it? But it's something that is haram. It's something that is haram, clearly haram, right? My boss, he cheats people. My boss cheats people and he swindles them, he cons them, right? And he's telling me that he's going to give me a bonus from this money that he stole from the people. Can I take it? What do you think? Right? Right? If you, subhanAllah, it is come from robbing the people, stealing the people. This is money that was stolen, misappropriated, swindled, embezzled. Can I take some of that embezzled money? No, of course not. This is haram. Why are you even asking that question? Because the evil of the soul, they're trying to find an excuse, right? But the point is that if you take the likes of this hadith and you utilize it, this thing that you want to do, is it halal? Is it something that is halal? Is it something that is known to be praiseworthy? Is this something that is known to be good, known to be wholesome? Right? A person will quickly realize, well, embezzlement, it's not known to be wholesome. People go to jail for that. Embezzlement, is that something I want the people to find out? No. Why? But people go to jail for that. Right? Embezzlement. Is this something that the deen supports? Robbing and stealing and cheating people? Of course not. Prophet said, whoever cheats us is not from us. So cheating is haram. So then, what happens? The person has the ability to answer their own question. If they just will apply the principles that are contained inside of the text. Right? And then, to the end of that, you can utilize that as a frame of reference for other examples in real life situations. Ala kulli hal. So you have from the ulama those who say that this is actually the meaning of the hadith. وهذا قول جماعة, and this is the opinion of a number of a group of scholars, من الأئمة, from the imams of the deen, منهم أبو إسحاق المروزي والشافعي حكي مثله Imam Ahmed. And then Imam Ahmed is also said had this opinion as well, was also narrated on him. Now, if you look, you realize when you look at both understandings of the hadith that one does not exclude the other, right? That one does not exclude the other. And the ulama, they mention that in likes of cases like this, where you find a number of meanings for a particular text, but that do not contradict each other, then this is an indication that the text points to all of those meanings. That the text points to all of those meanings. So in summary, it could be said that this hadith means that it is a threat. That if you embark upon doing what is haram, that which you should be shy for, if you do it, then go ahead and do it and see what happens to you. It's a threat. And at the same time, it's informing us that only those who have no shyness are the ones who do whatever it is they want. So those people who truly have no shyness, they are the ones who do whatever it is they want, how they want, when they want. Also, it gives us a measuring stick that we are to examine what we are going to do. And if that thing that we're going to do is that which is a righteous good deed or praiseworthy action, wholesome good action from good manners, good character, so on and so forth, then we can do from it as much as we want. And if it does not fit that description, then it is haram. We are not to do it. Why? Because we are to be shy in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the hadith, it means all of that. And it points us to all of that. Now, Wallahu a'la wa a'lam. And then the Shaykh mentioned that shyness is of two types. Shyness is of two types. Now, the first of the shyness, the Shaykh mentions, he says the first type, makana khuluqan, it is that which is a, how do you say? It is a trait. It is a trait and a characteristic that an individual has. وَجَبِيلَةً غَيْرَ مُكْتَسِبٍ. It is a trait. I'm looking for the word here. I'm losing the word. The word is, it is a natural trait of a person, right?
Disposition.
Right. It's from that person's natural disposition. There's another word though. The word in English has escaped me right now.
قصده
الله المستعان.
بعربي
يعني شيء طبيعي. Natural is from a person's natural characteristics that Allah Ta'ala had given.
So it's not something a person chooses to do. They're naturally shy, right? They're naturally shy. وهو يعني وهو من أجل الأخلاق, and this is from the greatest of characteristics, that a person is just they're naturally shy. Now, so there's certain things that a person just wouldn't do because they just Allah Ta'ala has blessed them with that characteristic of natural shyness. They just feel shy and ashamed to do it. Now, it's like those individuals who are not married, right? But they have a fear, and it's very uncomfortable and awkward to speak to the opposite sex because they're shy. They're shy, right? A young man, he's not married. A woman comes and she speaks to him. He gets very nervous. It's very awkward for him. Very awkward. He don't really want to talk to her. Why? Because that's him as an individual. He's very modest, right? And then like we have a lot of characteristics that are like that. Person say, well, go and do it. No, I can't do that. Say this curse word. No, I can't say that. I can't do it. I can't say that. This is a type of shyness that Allah Ta'ala, He blesses an individual with. And this is from the greatest of akhlaq, this is from the greatest of character. التي يمنحها الله العبد, that Allah Ta'ala, He will give to the slave. ويجبله عليها, and He would put him upon that outstanding character. ولهذا قال صلى الله عليه وسلم, and for this the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, he said, الحياء لا يأتي إلا بخير, that shyness, it never comes except with good. Shyness never comes except with good. That individuals, they are shy. And I'm saying this to say is that وَلِلَّهِ الْحَمْدِ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created the human beings upon fitrah. And from fitrah is to be shy. And if you realize, a lot of little children like this, man, it comes a point, of course, when they're little, they don't really understand, they don't really understand. But when it comes to the point where they understand and they can make a distinction between him and her, you find little boys a lot of times, they wouldn't do little girls. Get out of here, they're shy. Little girls, they shy little boys, right? And then you find what happens is that this evil society corrupts them. Say, no, you shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't be like that. Let her play with you. You shouldn't be like that. Let him play with you. Share your toys. Do this, do that. You shouldn't be like that. Now, the schools, they will teach you this as if it is something that is praiseworthy, right? So you have those courses in school and so on and so forth when they go over public speaking, right? They go over public speaking, and they will tell you that when you do public speaking, when you speak publicly, you ought to look everyone in their face. You ought to make eye contact with everyone in the audience. You ought to, right? When you're speaking to someone, you ought to make eye contact with that person, regardless whether it's a man or a woman. They don't care. If you're a boy, make contact with the girl. If you're a girl, make eye contact with the man, so on and so forth. Now, give a nice handshake, so on and so forth. They corrupt you and they rip this out of you. And I want us to pay very close attention to this. Where does this happen? It happens in school. Whose school? Public school. Public school ran by who? By the Kufar. We're not talking public school we ain't talking public school in Urdun, Jordan. We're not talking public school in Nusra. No. We're talking in America, in Britain, in Canada, so on and so forth. Now, these are the things in which they teach our children. So if you think it was bad, it's bad. It's worse than you can possibly imagine. For those who haven't been in that situation, you just don't know how really bad it is. They fight us at every turn. Every turn is a fight to hold on to your aqidah. It's a fight to hold on to your manners. It's a fight to hold on to your mores. It's a fight to hold on to your values. Every single turn. And you got to imagine now, we're putting our children in situations where they have to fight and contend with a teacher who is the authority, who's supposed to be the one who knows better, right? Because you don't go and learn from someone who you deem is more ignorant than you are. No, you go to learn from someone who you see, at least as being in that subject, as being superior to you in the knowledge of that particular subject. So now we have our children that have to contend with someone who is an authoritative figure over them. That's one. Then we have our children, the children having to contend with an adult, argue and combat an adult. To say to an adult, no, I'm not doing that. How hard is that? How many adults can't stand up to adults? Now I'm asking the real question. How many adults cave into the pressure? Can't stand up to the adults. How many adults, men, how many adult men will say things like, I can't pray Dhuhr because I'm going to get in trouble by HR. If I pray Dhuhr, I'm going to get in trouble. They're going to write me up. You're an adult, man. You talking about somebody going to write you up if you don't pray Dhuhr? You know what your law going to do to you if you don't pray Dhuhr? You worried about some human being? You worried about HR? Your boss man come around all of a sudden now, you stop praying? How many times did that don't happen? Somebody be praying, in the corner sneaking, the boss come in, they stop. They ain't doing, like they not doing nothing. SubhanAllah. So how many adults can't stand up to adults? But yet we expect our children to stand up to adults? We expect our children to hold their ground? No, they're going to cave in. And that's what happens in most situations. They cave in. Those children who don't cave in, they are exceptional. They're not the rule. That's an exception. They are outstanding youth that don't stand up, but they're very rare. Most of the times, they cave in. Are they going to tell you they caved in? No. So, when they have Thanksgiving lunch inside of school to celebrate Thanksgiving, so instead of having a period, instead of having a classroom session, they bring out the food and they eat, right? So now when your kid comes home and you ask them, did you eat for the Thanksgiving thing? What are they gonna say? They scared of you, so they're gonna tell you no. But what happens? They ate. They beat it down. They ate it down. They didn't eat the ham, but they ate everything else. They had the stuffing, they had the collard green, they had the, right? Candy yam, whatever, these people make, turkey. They ate it. Okay, Secret Santa. Everybody exchanging gifts. Right? The kid gonna tell you, nah, they didn't participate. Did they participate? Yep. 9 times out of 10, yep. But who wants to be the odd man out? Everybody giving gifts, say, nah, I'm sorry. Sorry. Mikey, Malish, I got you. I don't practice that, so you ain't getting no gift. They gonna do that? No, they're gonna feel ashamed and say, Mikey ain't gonna like me. I might get into a fight. I don't know. Whatever the case is, they're gonna feel ashamed. They're gonna give him something. This happens. But the point is that our children shouldn't be put in the likes of those situations. One, because who wants to harm someone to that extent? That's very harmful. But also knowing in more depth and more detail is that it is going to rip them and shred them from any type of shyness. Because the ultimate shyness is to be shy in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not to be shy when you come home now and now you don't want to admit to your father, to your mother that you did some haram in school, so you're going to lie about it because you're scared of them. No, we have to instill in our children to be scared of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So even if me as a father tell my child to do something that's haram, they say, I love you, Abby, but taqillah. Fear Allah, that's haram. I can't do that. Abby, I love you, but taqillah. How you going to ask me to do something like that? That's fear Allah, that's haram. Right? Ultimately, have to be shy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, the natural shyness that a person is given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is one type of shyness and it's excellent. So we have to be mindful to not put our children in situations where that natural shyness will be ripped away from them. And then you have the second type of shyness, and that is the shyness that a person has to strive to get. Now, because you may be an individual who you're not scared of people. Whether it's a male or female, young, old, you're not scared of nobody. You'll talk to anybody and tell them what you got to tell them. You don't care. Not that you're a bad person, but is that you're not naturally uncomfortable. So now, what do you have to do? Do you say, well, I'm just going to go with this? No. It's all a test. So now what do you have to do? You have to make yourself shy. Right? You have to make yourself shy. So although that woman came to you and she flirted with you, right? The person who's naturally shy, he's not going to know what to say. He's going to be too shy. He's going to be embarrassed. So he's not going to say anything. But now she come and flirt with you. And you can throw it back and forth with the best of them. right? Statement for statement. You can tangle with the best of them. But now you have to make yourself shine. So although you could respond, you don't respond. It wasn't due to inability, but it was due to what? Because you were shy in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Which means that we have to constantly put ourselves in a state where we are conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, when we know Allah is watching me, Allah is listening to me, Allah sees me, Allah is going to hold me accountable for what I do, for what I say, Allah is going to hold me accountable. Right? So in that situation, someone come and they say something to you, you know exactly the good response to trump what they said to you. But you know what? You fear Allah, you make yourself shy, so I can't say. Right? You look down, you look away. Do you feel uncomfortable? Were you to look up? No. But you don't look up. You say, I'm not down. I got fear Allah. This lady better get away from me. I got to fear Allah. You walk away. Right? You make yourself shy. This is the second type of shyness. The reality of it is that the believers, all believer, they need both of them. Because there's certain aspects, there's certain qualities that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us. There's certain things that everyone has their limit, as they say. There's certain things that naturally you're not going to do. In order to do it, you have to encourage yourself and push yourself into doing it. Why? Because you're naturally shy. So all of us are shy naturally in certain things. And then all of us are not shy naturally on certain things. So for those things that we're naturally shy on, we have to make sure that we maintain that and that we reinforce that. And those things in which we don't feel any natural shyness for, we make ourselves shy. We make ourselves shy. We strive to be shy. We make ourselves shy in those situations. Now, and this also is a very important thing, but that requires that we are conscious that our Lord is watching us, that He's looking at us, that He's going to hold us account for what we are doing. Now, and this is how we are able to get this level of shyness. It is very important. And this is the second type of shyness, yani, in summary of what the Shaykh he mentions. And then the Shaykh, he mentions some benefits that we gain from this narration, and that is that shyness is a characteristic from the noble and outstanding characteristics that all of the prophets and the messengers of the prophets from before, they taught their people and they encouraged their people with. Now, so shyness is so important that all of the prophets and the messengers, they taught this to their people. And also, second is encouraging shyness. Encouraging shyness, and highlighting what? The superiority of shyness. And the third point of benefit that we take away from this hadith, or from the points of benefits that we take away from this hadith, is that verily the one who is not shy, the one who is devoid of shyness, then they are liable to fall into every evil. The one who is not shy, they will fall into every evil. Now, so on and so forth. And then the Shaykh, Hafidhahullah Ta'ala, he moves on to get into the next hadith, which is a hadith that is tremendous, a hadith about believing truly in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and being upright upon the religion, which is that which is all linked to our day-to-day life, is all linked to our daily lives. But inshallah ta'ala, we will get into that in the next class. فلعلنا نكتفي بهذا القدر. وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وجزاكم الله خيرا.